Today I thought I would do a little demonstration on how to mount your rubber stamps. You get these cute little rubber stamps and you really don't know what to do with them sometimes. How are you going to stamp this image? Well, there's these really great products out there that will help you. This one is called the Easy Mount Stamp and Store System. It's a really nice product. Comes in sheets like this. It has the sticky side that you would mount your stamp on is here, and then on the other side is vinyl that will stick to the acrylic block, and I'll show you how it all works. So the first thing you need to do is you take your stamp and look at it, and if it has a lot of this dead space, you really need to trim this away. It's important to trim it away because when you stamp your image, if sometimes you get the ink on these parts of the stamp, and when you press it onto your paper, those show, and you probably have seen that happen before or had it happen to you when you bought a stamp that wasn't mounted very carefully. Take your scissors and trim away about 1/8 of an inch away from your image. Try to keep it nice and straight because you don't want to undercut like that, because then when you stamp it's not going to be a good solid surface that you're stamping on. Now this image has little bees floating in the air next to this bear, and so you're going to have a little bit of dead space around your stamp, so it's just sometimes something you can't avoid, but I'll trim it up a little bit more. And you just go around. The sharper the scissors, the better, but one thing I have to warn you about is the Stamp and Store is going to gum up your scissors, and you're going to hate them. After that, let's just say you won't be cutting any ribbon anytime soon, but I've washed mine in hot soapy water afterwards and they worked okay. Can't vouch for every time, but it's worked for me. Okay, so now you take your trimmed image and you peel back the sticky side and just lay the image down onto the sticky side. Firmly press it in. If you had a whole set of stamps, I would just take this off and lay them all out because it's easier that way. But we only have the one, so just going to take my gummy scissors and cut this and then just put this aside and you can use it later. So now of course we just need to trim it again. We're just going to take the same trim we've already done and cut it out again and put the sticky stuff away. I went through a few months ago, about the time I started my blog, and I had so many unmounted stamps. It's like this one here is a stamp that I designed actually about 9 years ago, and I have never cut it out. I have never stamped it. So I know you're probably thinking, how could she do that? Well, I just stopped crafting. I got busy in my life and I went to work full time, and I don't know, life kind of got crazy there for a while and I stopped crafting or doing anything, and I just accumulated all of these stamps. And so anyway, I'm just killing time here talking. I went and unloaded all my rubber stamps, and I bought a bunch of this stuff, and I mounted, probably about 50 sets. And I had some pretty gummy scissors by the time I was done. Anyway, that's all there is to it, and I'll quit blabbering. So, then you just turn it over, and you pull the liner off, and your stamp is ready to go. Then you just take an acrylic mount, and you lay it on top, and that baby is not going anywhere. It's nice, and it's stuck. Now this is a really strange acrylic block. It's an old one that I had from a different mounting system that I used to use called Halos, and these are like Velcro. And actually, I'll show you what it's like. I guess I won't show you what it's like. I would probably need to get a different stamp. So, it's got the sticky tape, and you just lay it down and it sticks like Velcro. It's kind of a handy little system, and I used that about 10 years ago. But now I found this, and I love it. You just lay your image on there. I'm kind of excited. I've never stamped this before. I haven't seen it since I drew it. So, oh, how sweet. It's a little bear with a honey pot. And you get a great image stamped. To store these, I like to use old CD cases, or you can buy new CD cases. Just pop out the inside piece where the CD set, and you can lay your images right on there. And then I make a stamped image to glue to the front, and they can just go on a shelf. Works pretty good. Anyway, hope this explains the system to you, and thank you for bearing with me. It's late, and I'm kind of tired and kind of rambling. But anyway, happy stamping.